So I finally tried Stardew Valley for one in-game year, and it was interesting. As it would turn out, this is actually my grandpa, and he uses the force to throw me this letter that I assume is the deed to the farm out in the sticks, but I don't open it yet since I'm only supposed to open it when I'm crushed by the burdens of modern life. Well, 20 years later, at my job in the Joja Cola factory, wait, is that Woody from Toy Story? This is when I felt that call of the wild, and I opened the letter from Grandpa that I keep in my office desk rather than at home, like a normal person, but maybe that just means I live at the office. I arrive in this nice place called Stardew Valley, and hello! I think I'm gonna like the countryside. The farm is in a pretty poor state, and the mayor of the town casually walks outside my house like he owns the place. Excuse me, Gramps, what are you doing in there? Instead of getting right to work, I head straight to bed like a real city slicker, and in the morning, the game actually begins. Wait, hold shift to walk? So I just run automatically and I hold shift to... Why does this keep switching where it is? No! I didn't look at them all! Here, axe the gift. Axe it. That's how you do this. Well, that's not a good first sign. I honestly didn't know what to do with the package on the ground. This must be what happens when you work at an office all your life. You lose a basic understanding of simple tasks like opening presents. When I head outside, I get straight to work on cleaning things up, but an entire day's work only got this much accomplished. Oh boy. I go to sleep to refuel on my energy, but the first slumber only refunded half my energy, so obviously I had to go back to sleep again, so I'm already on day 3. Outside it's raining, which is nice. I clear up some of the farm and a letter says a visit to the beach would be good. So after finishing the cleaning I felt like doing, I headed down to the beach to find this kindly old man named Willie who hands me a fishing pole. Ah, yay, my favorite. Yes, fishing. I can't get enough of fishing in video games. Fishing is the best. What am I looking at? One is how to open the present in the middle of the studio apartment I call my home, and the other is that farming isn't going to be all fun games. Wait a minute. Wait just a second. I farmed it to look nicer than this. Does this mean my farm is going to get broken down a little bit? But the seeds were planted and I figured I'd see what's going on in town. At Pierre's, I learned that the NPCs actually have certain work schedules and only work during certain parts of the day, and so the shop's doors were locked. And also, there was this exclamation point indicating something, but when I clicked on it, I only got a calendar. Even after a in-game year of playing this, I never figured out how to reliably click on the calendar or the quests that are available here. Nobody was coming out to talk to me, so I ran back home and got back to work until the shop was open. I bought nothing, broke into another house unannounced, and found the Joja Mart, which I avoided all game because of their high prices. The next morning, I learned that levels are a thing, and this is another game feature I never figured out. Still have no idea how you actually gain levels. I can only assume it's by doing the related activities, but sometimes it felt like I leveled up without doing anything related to it, so I don't know. The rest of the first 2 weeks was filled with just learning how this game works. I stumbled across the caves. I got a rusty sword, let's go. I visited the mayor on his birthday, but no dialogue appeared mentioning it, so I didn't understand what the point of it was. I tried knocking down a woman's bedroom door. I decorated the farm a little, was shown a vision of trees by a wizard, and then I decimated some children at an Easter egg hunt. That'll teach those spoiled brats. What did I win as a reward? A straw hat. Well, that's, disappointing. Oh, the mayor showed me the community center a bit earlier, and there's these weird magical sentient apples that live there, and my only thought was, how would one of those taste? Maybe I could find out by planting my own apple trees, but I can't figure out how to make the plants I do have grow. They were starting to green, but it's been a while. What's going on here? I watered them once already, shouldn't they be growing? I even finished one of the things for the community center and the apple guys gave me some more seeds. I planted them as well, but I needed to know how to make these gosh darn things grow. For now, I guess I'll just water these new ones like I had watered the ones before. No, now that I'm doing this, I feel like I have watered them. Maybe they need to be watered multiple times? Oh, it's all very confusing. The next day it was raining, so my incompetence grew once more, but I did fix a bridge at the beach. There's this guy down there and I think I should be calling the police, so on my way to contact them, I'm slapped about the face by a cutscene of these kids looking into the sewer I've never heard of. A key is needed to unlock the thing and they mentioned a museum. I searched town for something resembling a museum, but found nothing and ended up getting sidetracked talking to a random NPC, waiting to see what would happen. I also came across the relationships menu where I learned, like, half or more of the people here are single, and that's got to be the single most improbable thing I've ever heard of. Y'all are in this small town that's very socially active. Don't you pretend there's going to be this many singles, but I guess all that means is that my own personal odds are greatly increased. Back in the mines, I found a cherry bomb, which I tried to use to explode the seemingly weakened rock wall, and it didn't work, which really disappointed me. I also found out how to check the quest board, or at least that there was a quest board. Thing is, I didn't see the accept quest button and went about my day trying to complete it without having first accepted the quest, like the 10 billion IQ gamer that I am, but the quest had said to collect copper, so I went off and did that for so long that it was deep into the night before I left. I could have gone straight home, but someone told me to stay up till 2 a.m., so I did that. Oh! I just fall asleep. At first I thought I had suffered no consequences, but then I got a letter saying they took 52 gold out of my bank account because some numbskull brought me to the clinic. I don't need your fancy medicines, give me my gold back. This whole time I've been struggling to make any money at all. I can't afford to be losing 52 gold for someone to check my vitals and then carry me to my home. What kind of medical care system is this? I did find the museum at long last, but at this point I forgot the guy here is supposed to have a key to the sewer, and in fact I didn't remember that at all until making this video, and since the museum never gave me anything for donating, I ignored it altogether. I did figure out how to accept quests and also stumbled across the Joja Mart guy handing out coupons to everyone except me apparently, and that's stupid. Screw you, Pierre, I want those coupons. I'm a poor man. I never did get one, but I did get a dog who isn't the brightest mutt in the world, and gave Pierre some business by spending my life savings on a slightly bigger backpack. But my savings are going to see a bit of a boost since I got my first crop of the game on day 21, after finally learning I had to water the crops every single day. And that first crop couldn't have come at a better time because the flower dance has begun, and I can't miss that. I just have to figure out where it is first, but I managed to make it, so it's time to ask people out to dance. Ah, there we go. You know. No thanks. Getting turned down left and right. What about you? Sure you have. Well, we've been turned down by everybody, just like real life. Well, that was a bloody waste of time. I'm going to go do something useful, like work on my farm. It's okay. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. Or at least, I was going to do that, but it would seem I am stuck in a pocket dimension and I cannot escape. I spent quite a long time trying to figure out how to get away from this purgatory of rejection and started just talking to every single NPC to see if something would happen. And I ended up talking to and getting rejected by literally every NPC before I finally talked to the mayor. Okay, so let's see, I still need to talk to you. Ah! In order for it to end, we actually had to get things started. Well, that was brutal. But it's okay, because I took a quest for the old man, and this led me to discovering how to actually, you know, give people things, which is apparently required to gain relationship status. All the people in this town are so vain, demanding these earthly treasures before they give me the time of day. But if that's how it works, I suppose I'll need to get the monies, and I learned that sea urchins and other things you find in the beach are worth good money. And this is a farming community, so I suppose getting something like a chicken coop could impress the ladies. They'll love the big fat chickens I'm going to raise. One person I never did figure out was the dwarf who speaks in this eldritch tongue and kind of just hangs around. And at long last, I entered the summer season. Here I thought I was in summer the entire time. I was preparing for fall to roll around, but I was wrong about that. The chicken coop has been finished, which is neat, but I learned something about the plants this day. Ah! I knew it! I knew it! My plants! They're all dead! On the bright side, I at least had some money, so I was able to purchase a few getting started plants for the new season. I had also given my pickaxe to the smithy, and he upgraded it from pickaxe to copper pickaxe, which somehow increases its strength. I don't think this game understands how metals work. There's also this lady, Leia, who I decided I was going to marry without telling her, and now I know where she lives. No, it's not creepy, and besides, the door's locked, so all I can do is look through the windows. Where is this person? I can't find her wandering around the town ever. Since I can't find her, I plant the seeds I had purchased and explored the mines a bit, until I found a better sword, which I was in desperate need of. The rusty sword simply wasn't doing it for me. Good thing too, because the next layers of the caves were a bit spooky. I really did spend a lot of time down there because in no time at all I reached level 40, where I got my hands on a slingshot, which is a nice ranged weapon, but I couldn't figure out how to give it ammunition. I just figured it'd use the rocks in my inventory like Terraria does and, well, most other games, but that's not how it works in Stardew Valley. But that's enough of the caves. Time to get back to farming, where I discovered the existence of speed grow and learned I have to, buy chickens to put in the chicken coop. Worse yet, these chickens demand to be fed. My goodness, so demanding. I really did think the hay I had given them wouldn't work, and I sought out chicken feed, but the animal lady wasn't selling any, so I suppose they don't need chicken feed? But what the people of this town need is a luau, where everybody brings in ingredients and throws it into the communal soup we will all be drinking or eating from. So my first thought was that arsenic I'd been saving up would be a really good choice, but instead I went with this lame old sweet pea because it was all I had and I hadn't thought about bringing anything else. These people should have warned me that there was a luau happening, even though they definitely did do that, and I just forgot and I rushed to participate. But it's not like a sweet pea is going to ruin the soup. Or, oh, I guess it does. My bad. I ruined the luau soup. Whoops. Guys, I'm a public menace, I'm telling you. I'll just return to the caves where I belong. See, the enemies down here will be my friends. Oh my goodness, they're not dropping any. No! No! Ah. Well, that didn't go as planned, but now I got to discover what happens when I die, and I guess I don't actually die and get consumed by the creatures down here with nothing but my skeleton left, the last vestiges left of a man who once lived. Instead, the smithy guy rescues me, but not without getting his grimy hands on 100 gold and 10 of my items, including my sword. The game says they were lost, but I'm on to you, Clint. You may have this town fooled, but not me. The thing is, though, I can't exactly explore the caves any further without a good weapon. The rusty sword wouldn't be any help in the depths at all. I unwound a bit, trying to think of what I was going to do while building a fence around my chicken coop and then not installing a gate leading to my chickens escaping, and they cost me money, so I ain't letting them run away. Those chickens did stir my memory a bit, and I remembered that the Adventurers Guild was right beside the caves and the guy there sold swords last I checked, but once I spoke to him, I noticed this thing called item recovery and was able to get my precious sword back on the cheap. Marlon, you're quite the guy, but the old homeless man, you're a little odd, I must admit. One night I find him digging through trash cans, which suggests he is so hungry that he would dig through literal garbage in the dead of night for a meal. So obviously, I tell that deadbeat to get a job and stop leeching off of the people of this town, despite the fact I'm pretty sure nobody would describe stealing from a man's trash as leeching. But this whole scene was a little odd to me. Gus helped him out in the end. What are you doing, Gus? You're enabling this kind of behavior. While that man lacks a home though, I fall asleep only to wake up the next day and discover my studio apartment has expanded in size on the inside, but on the outside, nothing has changed. Truly, this town is full of all kinds of space distortions. Or maybe it's just these shrooms that have been growing in this cave. And nope, I'm going to have to take that back because I just discovered a crafting recipe for a totem that teleports me to the beach. Handy, but not too handy since it's a consumable item. I never made another one of these. It's about time I get sorted though. Maybe the disarray of my treasure chests have been responsible for the time distortions. Getting sorted is also just a really nice thing in games like this, though it does make me yearn for Terraria and its amazingly convenient inventory management. This feels like Terraria 1.2 sorting, but I suppose not every game can be as perfect as Terraria. In Terraria, I don't even need to water plants to get them to grow, but in the valley, that is not an option. On the bright side though, I did upgrade the water can to copper a little ways back and just learned that holding left click would water 3 plants instead of just 1. Thanks Stardew Valley, now this is slightly less tedious. It's things like this that make me afraid to build any of the farm buildings since I am afraid they'll require more work. There is a silo though that I think would actually alleviate some of the burden from feeding the chickens, and there's a horse stable, and I love horses. I need this in my life. I need it now. Not to mention it's probably faster than my walking is. A thunderstorm rolls through town, but no worries. I put out a lightning rod to protect myself from getting hit. But what I didn't expect was to wake up and find a charged battery inside this thing. Is this really how they charge batteries? Guys, each of these AA's you got in your house were all charged by setting out a lightning rod and absorbing lightning bolts. You are literally holding lightning in your hands. And thus ends the lovely summer. And say hello to fall and its candy-flavored pink tree leaves. Best part about fall is that I actually remembered to read plant descriptions and saw that wheat and corn grew in both summer and fall. So I didn't end up losing my entire harvest this time, which might not have mattered, I don't know, because I went to sleep and this fairy comes floating across the screen. She does something and flies away. I check underneath my pillow in the morning to see if the tooth fairy had left me money, but I found nothing. So random fairy does random things. I didn't notice a difference, but perhaps I should have had pumpkins ready so she could turn them into a carriage or something. I do love me some pumpkins, and fall is obviously when these things grow, so I got busy planting a bunch of them. Only thing is, they take forever to grow, so I gotta find other things to do with my time, including wooing the ladies with eggplants. That's such a stupid gift! She does not like eggplant. Spurned by rejection, I flee and end up uncovering a part of the map I had never run into before. Wait, how have I never been here? This led me to discovering that the sewer is an actual location in the valley and not a cutscene exclusive. I also saw this neat little tool lying around. The axe that has been lost for the better part of the game. I found it. Finding that thing was a quest given at the start of the game, so I finally found it. And that's nice, but there's still purple underwear somewhere in the valley that I haven't found, and at this point I'm chalking it up to raccoons stealing it. They probably brought that underwear to this part of the caves where an infestation randomly took over part of it, and I had never seen this before. Is the corruption spreading? They were purple underpants after all. I'm going to need a better sword to deal with this infestation. And sure enough, this old man in a rocking chair hands me this strange looking sword that's stronger than the one I've been using, which is nice and all, but it doesn't look cool. And cool factor is more important with weapons than utility, obviously. But I guess utility is important too, but despite this being stronger, it takes several hits to kill these skeletons I've run into. Now, hanging around these caves means I can't impress the ladies, but I have managed to get 2 hearts of relationship status with Robin, a married woman. But it means it can be done. I can increase the heart count, and even though the caves don't let me socialize, they do let me mine up a diamond, which I'm sure is all I need to marry somebody. It's all about the diamonds, and if it's not, I find some Firewalker boots, which I'm sure will save me from getting burned by rejection. Okay, I profusely apologize for that bad joke. There's gold in these here hills, though. There's gold! All this time in the mines has also allowed me to collect all the things I need to finish the boiler room in the community center. Yes, I've been donating stuff to the Apple people. I didn't expect things to happen though when I finished it. Turns out we did more than the thing too. The moment I went to sleep, the apples got busy with making a minecart track that helps me get around faster, and I much appreciate it. It's been a while at this point since an event happened, but now we have the Stardew Valley Fair. I guess there was this thing with jellyfish right before fall began, but it was boring and nothing happened, so I didn't mention it. The Stardew Valley Fair, though, was easily my favorite event for one reason and one reason only: gambling. Okay, not actually. I quite enjoyed the target breaking minigame, but there was this item I wanted to buy with the fair's currency, so I collected a bunch of tokens at this minigame and then bet everything on green. Okay, I didn't actually bet all of it the first time, but I did the second time. Gamble it again! Gamble it again! Let's get it all! All or nothing, baby! There it goes. There it goes. Keep going. Yes! The gambling does get you places, kids. You might be wondering why I'm doing all this, and it's so I can purchase this thing called a star drop, which gives me psychedelic visions when a text box appears and tells me that my mind is full of thoughts of Terraria? What? 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 That's awesome! Wow! Alright! Well, that's all I needed. 10 out of 10 game, must buy. I forgot about the Terraria Stardew Valley crossover. It hadn't even occurred to me to search for the thing Stardew added, since I know Terraria added the apple dudes and the blue chicken. I wonder if I can get a blue chicken in Stardew. That'd be fun. Anyways, I upgraded my axe to an iron one and went to a log in the way of some path, and this led me to the secret forest, or at least that's what I'm calling it. Here I can gather hardwood, which I need 100 of before I can make the stables I so desperately crave. I also got some mahogany tree seeds there, and I realized now I have gotten some of these before, but I had no idea what happened to them. That's sad, but at least now I can grow some of these trees and get that hardwood faster. It still took several hours in real life, but at last I was able to tell Robin to make a stable, which is super exciting. Oh, and I guess one thing I've forgotten to mention is the fact that the pumpkins sell for more than my mortgage. So now I'm quite a wealthy man. I always knew farming was the surefire way to incomparable wealth. Only problem is that fall will be ending in no time at all, and although I got a bunch of money, I'm not sure it'll last since I fully expect I can't plant anything in winter. But we'll see. The stable finally finished and now I have a horse. But I'm afraid of the horse freezing to death. See, there's a heater I bought from the animal lady for the chicken coop, and it says that it keeps animals warm during winter, and I took this to mean that the chickens would freeze into little popsicles if I didn't give them a heater. But the horse is in an open stable, and I couldn't bring him inside anything, so I was terrified of my horse freezing to death mere days after getting him. I spent a large chunk of these last days in the mines and riding my horse around because I got quite a few rainy days and wasn't really sure what else to do. There wasn't anything I even needed from the caves, I just knew that I wanted to see how deep it'd go. For all I know, they're infinite and I'm going to be putting that to the test. I just can't get down there now because the mayor's purple underwear has corrupted another part of the caves and I died again. I had my good sword on me too and I was afraid of losing it, but I only lost 3 minor things, which had me a little peeved by the sheer quantity of items I lost on my first death, where I had far fewer things, and every loss was much more dramatic than it is now. And it's not even just items I'm losing, because I'm losing my every chance to court the women in this town because I still only have one person with 2 hearts, and that's Robin, the married woman. At least I did remember there was a backpack I can buy here. Maybe the ladies will be impressed by my larger backpack, I don't know. I have given a lot of gifts to the one lady I had my eyes on, Leia, and she seems to like the gifts, but my goodness, it doesn't seem to leave a dent. So let's put a dent in my wallet and build a barn. With the upcoming winter, I assume livestock produce will be the only way I could easily make money, and you know what they say, love will come to you when you have money in the bank. I also hope to put my true love, my horse, in the barn to keep him warm. In the late days of fall, I kind of just messed around and worked on cleaning my farm since I didn't exactly plant anything because, well, it would die. This did give me a chance to go deeper into the caves, I guess, and at level 90, I got the Obsidian's Edge, which is easily the coolest weapon I've gotten my hands on thus far. It's just a shame that not 2 seconds later, I got the Yeti's Tooth from some box I broke, and it's better than the Obsidian's Edge, and obviously, utility matters more than coolness. Right? I made it all the way to level 100, where I was given another star drop, and after consuming this one, I realized I upped my maximum energy, which is nice. But it's time to leave the mines. It's spooky season, and spooky things be happening. And what kind of spooky celebration would we have here if there wasn't a maze? Oh, there's a maze. Isn't that nice? What's in the hands? What would happen if I touched one of the hands? Did you bury people so they could have their hands? Stick it out all spooky-like? That's odd. Just a dead end up ahead. It's true, it's true. Oh, no it's not. You filthy liar. I figured it out. I figured it out. I'm the winner. I get the golden pumpkin. I have no idea what the golden pumpkin does, but it's golden, darn it, and I want it fair and square. I tried to figure out if there was something else going on with this event, but it would seem this is the single most boring Halloween event ever, so I just left. Before fall ends, I decided to give the diamond to the blonde girl. Not because I really wanted to build my relationship with her, but because she seemed the most likely to immediately marry me upon me giving her a diamond. And I'm desperate at this point, so I gave her a diamond. She gasps, and nothing happens. I don't think I got a single extra heart from her. What is this nonsense? Let's just skip to winter so the outside temperature can match the coldness of your heart. Winter did what I thought it would do. It destroyed the plants, and now all that's left for me to do is milk the cows and feed the chickens. Well, I also have to feed the cows. This season is so pretty, and I love winter and I love Christmas. But now that I don't have a farm to, well, farm, I'm not sure what to do. There are 4 plants I can supposedly forage for and make seeds from, so maybe there is something I can farm this winter season. It just might take a while to get these things because in fall it took forever until I found a walnut. But in these early winter days, I spent quite a bit of time fishing. The most exciting gameplay possible in Stardew Valley. This stuff is riveting. I was breaking records left and right, pulling up bigger and bigger fish. Occasionally, I was able to even get something that wasn't a sardine, and that was so cool. I love fishing. I even unlocked a crafting recipe for crab pots. Well, yippity skippity. I really didn't know what to do now. This is too much free time compared to the other seasons where there are so many things to do. I couldn't hope to do them all in one day's time. I basically rode my horse around, fulfilling quests, giving what I could to the community center, and tending to my animals. This was the season I actually learned how to take care of them, though. I often forgot to feed the chickens in previous seasons, but now I actually remembered, and slowly but surely I built a good relationship with the chickens and cows. At least the animals loved me. At long last, I made my way to the bottom layer of the caves at level 120 and was gifted the skeleton key. And I immediately knew what it unlocked. Surely, it's got to be this shack that I've never been able to get into on the ocean shore. Sure enough, I was able to get inside, and I was actually convinced this is what the key does because I have never been able to get inside this place before now. Turns out this is Elliot's home, and I'm trespassing, and I really don't know what to make of any of that. I left the shack wondering if maybe I was wrong in my assessment, but I wasn't sure what else the key could be used for. The only other idea I had was the sewers, but that wouldn't open, so I gave up on figuring out how to unlock it and Googled it. Turns out the key opens some door in the desert? What desert? Stardew Valley has a desert? I opened up the map and wait, is that the desert? The only way there is down the road the stupid broken down bus is aimed at. No, let me out! Let me out! No! I must escape! I must escape and play another game! No! Well, at least now I know I'm trapped in this place and that escape was never an option. Good to know where I stand. Might as well try to get the snow seeds some more, and gosh darn it, snow yams are not popping up anywhere, and they're the last thing I need, so when I saw these worms, I whacked them with a hoe, and sure enough, a snow yam manifested from the dirt. Oh my goodness, a snow... Yes. Yeah. On a whim, I thought there might be one, and sure enough, there's a snow yam. Let's go. Snow yam. Getting this thing let me finish another part of the community center, which I hoped would fix the bus, and it also gave me 10 winter seeds, which I immediately planted. I was so excited to see what would happen though, since last time the apples did something, and sure enough, they did something again. This time, they fixed a bridge to a bunch of rocks that looked valuable. And yes, there were lots of valuable rocks here, but also a cave I hadn't seen before. I checked it out, and it was a little different, with some different items, which was interesting, and I got a little too carried away, resulting in my death, and then rescued by the homeless man. Oh hey, have you gotten a job yet, you deadbeat? I returned to the caves and got a golden scythe. This whole time I've wondered why I would ever bother upgrading the scythe, and now I'm even more vindicated and never bothering with that since the game offers me a golden one on a silver platter. Thing is though, there's nothing to use the scythe on during the winter, and I was even just about done with clearing out the farm of everything except the saplings, but as I was finishing, I stumbled upon this stone that suggests that Grandpa will be returning in 3 years? But how? Isn't he long dead? In a game with magic apples, anything could happen, I guess. There was also this meteor that fell on the property and my iron pickaxe couldn't mine it, which sucked. There was something even weirder than Grandpa though. I was trying to complete a quest for the blonde girl when I was confronted with an argument. Oh, it's that new farm boy. I gave you a diamond, Haley. Don't you call me the farm boy. Guess that diamond really did mean nothing, but everything was fine until these options appeared. This is the most important decision of my life. I know it's not going to be this one. Don't tell women, stop whining, and just don't tell ladies to do that. This one. I don't know if that was the smartest thing, but the blue-haired girl soon after revealed her superpowers to me. I have no idea what's happening here. I'm going to just focus on a lady I've had my eyes on this whole game, the hard-to-get Leia. Someone in chat said she really likes salad, and her birthday is approaching, so I figured I'd gift her salad on her birthday. But before that, she gave me a quest that I was able to fulfill. Okay, what I owe you? You owe me nothing, beautiful. I'll take the money though. Obviously. This was also the first time her front door wasn't locked, so I checked if it was locked the next day and was presented with another social event. To get past the outer layers, the true nature starts to show. Same with people. I should prefer the look of raw. Oh, don't creepy. May I have What does it tell me? It's creepy. Why does it tell me that? These conversations are no joke the most stressful part of the game. I have to answer correctly, or else I'll ruin the relationship forever. It's just like real life. A lot is riding on this. I managed to get 4 hearts with her, but that's as far as I'm going to get this year. There's a Christmas event, but it was boring, and I did a little redecorating, which was neat. But that's basically it. That was my first in-game year in Stardew Valley, and I did this whole thing totally blind, and was wondering if I was right in my assessment of this thing not being a game for me. Was I right? Absolutely. This isn't my kind of game at all, and I go a little more into detail on that on my second channel, Thorben Gaming, so you can check that out if you want to hear more of, I guess, a review. Should you expect more Stardew Valley videos from me? Not on your life. This video has to get 1 million views before I play this again, but I hope you enjoyed the video. What the heck? How does all of this happen in a single night? What? This isn't how life works. Is that how anything works?